This is Sparta! In honor of the 300th video, we are representing the 300 from Sparta! Today, we're doing Greek food, everybody. Hey, holla! There were only 300 left, and they cooked Greek food by request online. We're doing Greek food today, and in representing the 300 that survived and the 300 video, I'm doing Sparta! Today, you guys, I got 3 different things for you. I've got a roast lamb with yogurt marinade. We've also got an orange pie with phyllo dough inside. And we've also got spanakopita, the famous spinach and feta cheese deliciousness that is called pastry. We're gonna do all 3 of these today on the video, and I hope you guys enjoy because this is Sparta! And while we're representing Sparta today, we're going to do meat. Lots of meat, giant roasted meat. We gotta feed the troops. Okay, you guys, the first thing we're gonna do is put a couple cups of Greek yogurt into our mixing bowl here. The lactic acid is gonna help to tenderize the meat. There we go. Then we're gonna put about 5 teaspoons of garlic in there. I'm using pre-chopped. You can use the fresh, just making my life easier. Alright, then I have a lemon from my garden, so I'm going to just zest it. It's not perfect, but that's how life is. Take off the stem, and just put the zest of 1 lemon in here. Oh no. That's no good. Don't worry, we'll just keep going. Got a pretty bald lemon here. And then just squeeze the juice. Try not to get any pits. Alright, then we want 5 tablespoons of oregano. 2, 4, 5. 1 tablespoon of cumin. 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2. 2 teaspoons of black pepper. 1, 2. And finally, about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, using the local here, Los Olivos. And that's it, you guys. Then you just mix this up. You guys can see that? It's gonna be nice and herby. Ta-da! Alright, let's set this aside. Let's work on the meat. Alright, so not a lot of lamb being raised around where I live, so I got this at Costco. This is a boneless lamb of leg. It is the whole leg in here. They just take out the bone and stick it in the package. So I'm just going to take this out and rinse all the blood off, and then we'll be right back. Okay guys, so I took the leg of lamb out of the package, and it is in this nice little thing here, but it's holding the meat together. That would be great if I was going to cook it like that, but since we're going to marinate it and everything else, I'm going to remove this netting. There you go. And you can see why they do this, because when the lamb comes out, they've taken the bone out, so it's nice and big like this. That's perfectly great. And then I have a zip top bag here. I'm just going to fold the top down and put our leg in the bag. Ta-da! Okay guys, then I'm just going to take our marinade and I'm just going to put it in on top of the lamb. And you want to marinate this for a minimum of 4 hours, or as I'm going to do it overnight and cook this tomorrow for our Spartan feast. And don't fall, don't fall. All our yogurt is in there. I'm just going to get most of the air out as I can. Zip this, squeeze the air out, close it up, and then just, you see that? There we go. Just want to massage the yogurt into all the meat. Dun 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 dun. What's the Congo sign for Sparta? Dun 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 dun. Look at that. Just like they did in ancient Greece. Put it in a plastic bag. Okay, Spartans. Ooh, spank it. All right, put this in the fridge. We're going to put this in overnight, and then we're going to cook it tomorrow. It's going to be delicious. All right, into the oven tomorrow. And because every good warrior deserves a good dessert, we've got orange pie for Sparta! We're going to use orange in several different ways in this dessert. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to slice up some orange that's going to go on top of the cake, and we'll set that aside. So I'm just going to make some nice thin slices that are going to go on top of the cake. Alright, so nice little slices. We're going to set that aside. Next, we want the rind of the orange. We just want the zest of it, but we don't want to make it too small because we want to be able to fish this out. This is going to go in our syrup. So we're just going to pull off the rind here. Try not to get too much of the white. Alright, not too bad. And now we're just going to put it in our pot. You can set that orange aside. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use our zester, and we're just going to zest the whole orange. This is actually going to go in the cake mix, but as long as we're doing our fruit, we might as well do it all at the same time. Look at that. Lovely zest. Alright, let's move on to the next part. Okay, you guys remember our pot? We put the orange peels zest in there. We're going to add also 1 cinnamon stick and 5 cups of sugar. 2 cups of orange juice. And 3 cups of water. And that should give that a gentle stir. Now we're going to put this on the stove just till it comes to a boil and all of the sugar is dissolved. It smells so good. For this Spartan recipe, we are using phyllo dough instead of flour. Very common in Greek cooking. It comes like this. This is the Athens brand. I went to 6 stores to find this in Santa Barbara. Yeah. Anyway, so what it looks like comes in 2 packages like this. And what it is a very thin dough that has been hand stretched. It comes like this. It comes wrapped up in a package like this. Normally you would want to keep the plastic on to keep it from getting dry, but in this case it doesn't matter because we're going to be wetting it anyway. Okay, so here's what it is. It's very thin sheets of dough like this. I mean, it is thinner than paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we're going to roll it all up together, and then we're just going to shred it with the knife. About 1/2-inch strips. Okay? And then we're just going to fluff it out. You guys can see it's like crazy curls. Crazy curls. Look at that. It's so amazing. So we want to try to separate all of these so we have long strips like this. We're going to set this aside and we're going to make the juicy part, and then we're going to mix this into the juicy part. That is so cool, you guys. Look at that. Alright, you guys, we're over here at the mixing bowl, and in the mixing bowl I have 1 cup of sugar. Boom. There you go. Very exciting. To the sugar we are going to add 4 eggs. Then put on your paddle, or if you're doing it by hand, then give this a mix and get the sugar and the eggs blended. Wow! And then put your orange zest. You remember the orange zest. Your old friend. Alright, we're going to add 1 cup of oil, in this case olive oil, since it's Greek. 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 1 cup of Greek yogurt. And then give this a nice mix. Let all your Spartan friends come together in the bowl. Then remove your paddle. Get it all. And your bowl. And then we want to take our phyllo dough, remember our lovely phyllo dough, and we want to put about half of it in and give it a fold. Give it a fold. Give it a fold. Loosen it up. And then add the rest. And give it another fold. Yummy dough. Pan with spray. And in goes our luscious dough. Smooth it, smooth it, smooth it. Okay, remember our lovely orange slices. Just make a little decoration. Little decoration. Try to get the seeds out. A little Greekoration. Look at that. Little decor for the Greeks. Okay, let's pop this in the oven at 350, probably about 40 minutes. We want to make sure that it's risen and it's golden brown across the top. You don't have to decorate it. You can do it just like that. And we will see you when this is done. Look at that. Alright, you guys, it's been about 50 minutes for my orange pudding here. Our orange pudding. Look at that. Looks really great. Alright, you guys, check out our pudding. I just brought it out of the oven. You can probably see it's still bubbling over here in the corner. I think it looks amazing. It's firm to the touch. It took about 50 minutes. The oranges are there. I also have here our sugar syrup that we made with the orange. I just took out the peels, the foam, and the cinnamon. I'm going to set that here. According to Greek tradition, you either have hot cake and cold syrup or hot syrup and cold cake. And then you're supposed to take the syrup and put it on the cake and let it soak in. Just going to put a little bit at a time here. Okay, we got a couple scoops on there, and so I'm going to let this soak in, and then I'm going to continue to put as much syrup as the cake will absorb, and then we'll be back. And now we roast meat for Sparta. Okay, you guys, I just have a big pot here. It's a big pot. It's a big pot. And I've got our meat that has marinated overnight, so it's here in the bag, and it looks delicious. I can smell it through the bag. It smells so good. We're going to take just a little bit of olive oil and put in the bottom of the pan here. Then we're just going to dump out our big meat here. And put it in there. How good does that look? And get it all. Get all your yogurt. Oh, there's not that much left in here. All right. I'm just going to use a spoon and smooth this around just so it's all over everything there. And then I'm just going to put a tiny bit of olive oil on the top. Now we're going to put this in the oven at about 325 for 3 hours. So I'm just going to let it cook slowly, and we're going to put it at bedtime. We're going to put a sheet on it. So I'm going to put that on, and we're going to put this in the oven. See you in about 3 hours. Oh, and then after the 3 hours, we're going to take the cover off and let it brown nicely on the top. Okay, guys, 3 hours in the oven at 325. All right, you guys. All right, you guys, it's been an hour. So we're going to check our meat in here cooking. Oh, it smells amazing. Oh, look at that. Meat cooking. All right, you guys can see, I totally forgot, so I want to tell you, I put 2 cups of water in this before I popped it in the oven. I forgot to tell you guys earlier, so there you go. Okay, the meat has been cooking for 3 hours. I can see here with my gloved hand, it's getting tender. And so now we want to start crisping this up again. So it's been 3 hours, so we're just going to put this back in the oven, and we'll leave it for another hour, and it should be ready. We're also going to do 2 kinds of spanakopita. We got the traditional triangles and the giant pie, because this is Sparta! Okay, you guys, our third recipe is going to be the spanakopita. It's something similar to this on the package, but we're not going to make it like that. We're going to make it our own way, just like Sparta! Okay, So the first thing we're going to do is we have parsley, which has just been washed, and we have green scallion onions, which have been washed. Let's set the parsley aside. And then we're just going to chop up the scallions. If you've never done scallions before, it's very easy. So what I do, first of all, is I just chop all the tips off. And then we're just going to make small rounds of these because they're going to be cooked. So just keep your fingers out of the way and just cut and make small rounds. Now I've got a bowl for the vegetables. And then what I like to do is I like to split them down the middle when you get down to the white part. And I'll show you why. Alright, and the reason is that when you chop them, the rings come apart because then they don't stay as big chunks, because nobody wants a big chunk of onion. Chew them till you get to the roots. And in the garbage or compost. Alright, that's the onions. Alright, and for our parsley, we're going to want about a 1/4 cup. And the way you do this is you just kind of shave it down like that. And I think that's about 1/4 cup's worth once we chop it up. And then just take it, put it in a bunch, and run the knife through. It doesn't have to be crazy. That's it, kids. That's not hard to do. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just crumble up some feta. I just have this Koleos feta. This is 1 pound. We're going to use half a pound of that, so I'm just going to cut it open and we're just going to crumble half of that. Also, we have a giant thing of spinach here from Costco. We're going to use 2 pounds of this. I believe this is like 3.5 pounds, so we're just going to use 2 pounds of this. No need to clean it. It's already triple washed and ready to go. I just drained the water out of that. Oh, and look, how easy is this? It is already split in half. I'll just take half of it out, put the other half back in the fridge. Okay, and I'm not real good at crumbling, so I'm just going to dice it small. Ta-da! Diced feta. And the final prep to this is just 2 eggs lightly whisked. Alright, we're going to set them over here with the cheese. Now, let's get to the cooking part. Very easy. Okay, guys, over here on the pan, I'm just going to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And if you've never cooked with spinach before, what you need to know is it's huge and then it's not huge. So we're just going to start with a little bit of what we're using and put it in the hot pan. And you can see it looks like a lot, but it's going to totally shrink down. So that's about half. We're just going to give it a second and then just flip it. You can see it's already wilting down. Look at that, already shrinking down. Alright. Alright, that's about 2 pounds. Looks huge. Don't worry. Look at that, you guys. In 3 minutes, we've reduced all that spinach down to just this little bit. And I have a colander sitting in a bowl here. We're going to take all the spinach and just put it in the colander. And the reason is that we want the water to drain out of it. Okay, and then we're just going to add a little bit more olive oil. And then we've got our onions and parsley. I'm going to cook that for 3 or 4 minutes as well. And maybe pick out the big stems if you see any like that. Still cooking! Greens! Lots of greens. Holidays are coming, can you tell? And greens. Okay, you guys, our vegetables have been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes. They are looking good. You can see them jumping out of here. It's kind of funny. They are not completely cooked, but I don't want them all the way through. Just about halfway, 3/4 of the way cooked. Alright, we're going to get this off the heat and we're going to put it back in the bowl. And look at the water draining from the spinach. So we're gonna squeeze the spinach and get the rest of the water out. Okay guys, we put the spinach in here. We squeezed out all the water. This is how much came out. You can see a lot. Then I put the spinach here and I just chopped it up with the knife. Chop, 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 chop. Want to make sure it's smooth and silky. There's our bowl with our onions and parsley. We're just gonna put the spinach in here. And then we're going to add our feta cheese. Feta cheese. And then give this a little stir. Try to get all the pieces mixed in. Then we're going to add just a little bit of black pepper. We don't need to add salt because that cheese is extra salty. And then finally we have our eggs, which we're going to put in there. Okay, and then finally just mix the whole thing up. And when we're cooking these in the oven, the egg is going to help to hold all of this together. It's going to bind it for us. And there you go, filling for spanakopita. All right, let's get some phyllo dough. Okay, and what I have is this giant roll with all of these sheets in here. Can you guys see that? All these sheets in here, and they're all rolled up onto here. Now, I heard a trick. I did a lot of reading on research this. Take this. You can take it out of the package. You can try to do that. But what I read was the easiest way to do this is just to cut this in thirds straight through. Just slice like that. And look at that. Boom. Set that aside. And then one more time. Helps to have a very, very sharp knife. And look at that. Okay, so we're going to set these aside. So we want to keep them wrapped in the plastic until we're ready to use them because we don't want them to dry out. So what you do is you unroll this like that, and then you get about 4 sheets. So there's 4 sheets, and then fold the other ones back up so they stay moist. Set those aside. Then just spread out your sheets like this. This is a good thing to have friends over for because you can all be rolling at the same time. Okay, so you got your sheets out there. Then we're going to take a little scoop of the mix and put on each one. Just a little bit. You guys can do this. You got that there? Then just take the corner and fold it over at 90 degrees. And then repeat carefully. And your filling, you guys see that? Will be encased in the phyllo dough. And one more time. Boom. Look at that. Okay, now we're going to put these on a greased cookie sheet. So let me get the greased cookie sheet. Now I've got a cookie sheet, just putting a little spray. Just so they don't stick. And then we're just going to place these with the fold side down. And they're not going to raise or anything, so you don't need to worry about crowding. And then repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. And then they look like this. Alright you guys, I'm going to do a bunch of these and we'll pop them in the oven. Voila! We've got them all rolled up. Now we have just a little bit of melted butter here, and we're just going to take a pastry brush and just brush them all with some butter. Okay, we're going to pop this in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until these things are GBD, golden, brown, and delicious. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Bum, ba, da, bum. 25 minutes later, this is the deliciousness from the oven. Crispy, brown, yummy. Oh, can't wait to try these, you guys. And now we make spinach pie and pastry for Sparta. Hey guys, we have a whole pack of the phyllo dough left here, and so I was reading online and in some books that you could actually make the spanakopita in a giant pie shape, so I thought we would give that a try. So I'm going to spray the pan because I don't want this to stick, and you don't want this to stick. And then is you take a few of the delicious layers, put them down. So hard to get apart. Alright, it's staying. And then brush a little bit of butter on here, and then another layer, and then more butter. Okay, then take our spinach and then take it all and fold it over. All the goodness of the layers and the butter. And kind of go around like so. Get all the layers up there. Maybe need a little more butter. And then butter liberally. Can you guys see that? There we go. I'm in the way. Butter liberally. Get all the layers tucked in a nice little pie shape. All right. Now we're going to bake this just like we did the other ones. All right, you guys, and we just pulled the big one out. It's cooling. We'll put it on a plate and display it soon. Looks good! Okay, you guys, it's not the moment you've been waiting for, but it's a moment you've been waiting for. Look at our lamb! Oh, okay, 4 hours total. 3 hours with a cover and another hour without a cover. It looks beautiful. We've got a lot of sauce in there, so we're going to let this rest. I'm going to try to take the sauce out so the meat can rest, and then we'll go from there. Oh, it smells so good! Alright, you guys, look at that. Orange pie. Phyllo triangle spanakopita, big pie spanakopita, of course our lovely roast lamb with dates and just good stuff. Alright, let's give it a taste. This is the moment you've been waiting for! And now it is the moment that Sparta has been waiting for. Food for Sparta. Alright, you guys. My throat is killing me from doing that. Okay, so check it out. We got our roasted lamb with yogurt sauce. We've got our phyllo dough, spanakopita over here. We have the triangles. I didn't cut the pie yet. And then we have our luscious orange pie with phyllo dough. You guys, I'm so excited. I've been working on this video for days. For Sparta! Alright, let's start with the meat. I am going to use my hands like in Sparta here. Alright, so I got a little... Oh, can you see that? Falling apart off the bone. I think Sparta would agree. Pretty darn good. Nice yogurt has tenderized the meat. Let's get a little different piece here. Bigger piece. Leonidas would be proud. That's pretty good. But I don't choke on it. Alright. Over here we have the spanakopita. Crunchy. It's got the spinach and the vegetables and the feta. That is really good. Wow. Alright, I'm getting a fork. You guys, that is delicious. Spanakopita is really good. Okay, so I'm a little concerned about this cake because it was so sweet to make. But let's give it a try. All right, small bite. That has a really unique texture. It's very chewy. You can taste the eggs in there. You can taste the orange. Very good. I have to tell you though, I think the spanakopita is my favorite part. The meat is great, the cake is great, but the spanakopita is really good. Alright, you guys. Are you gonna try any of this? For Sparta! Alright, you guys, it's been really fun to make this video. I hope you guys appreciate it. It was fun to do a theme of 300 for Sparta! Alright, you guys, this video was very fun to make. It took a couple days, it took a lot of engineering, it took a lot of recipes and food and money and all that kind of stuff, but it was fun to make for the 300th celebration video for Sparta. Geez, did I ever think my acting classes and makeup classes would come to this? Maybe I need to do more of this. Maybe more beard food. If you think so, give me a comment, let me know. I want to say hi to all my Greeks out there, especially Marcus for helping me find these recipes and modifying them for the American kitchen. So we can do this and do it for Sparta! And yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you guys like to see more of this, give me a thumbs up and subscribe and come on back for more. Alright, you guys, I'm Robert Jones. Take care. Bye. For Sparta! The moment you've been waiting for. Why do I sound like a pirate, not like a Spartan? I don't know what a Spartan's supposed to say. I don't know what a Spartan... Are these acting lessons paying off yet? Tell me.